Cool.
Just kidding. This trip's been, really indescribable in words. If I had to put one, I guess it'd be a 2-word. And maybe as cheesy as possible. Life-changing, really, in total truth. Just because no matter how many things we can do in our faith, no matter how strong we can say we are, and no matter how many times we can go to church on Sundays and read our Bible, it's not until we go out and do God's work. And that's not always going and building a new church. And that's not always going and feeding the hungry. And those are all great, don't get me wrong, but until we go out and give the younger people, especially the ones that have been deprived of their faith, Jesus Christ, then we can make all the difference in the world, but it's not going to be that everlasting difference. Our earthly things are dead. Where we don't belong here long term. And so many times biblical it says that, those who believe in me and those that spread my word are going to have everlasting life, and those that drink from my water will never go thirsty. And that's what we got to do here. And that's what we got. In 6 short days, I saw a kid who told me that he's not about all this church crap to yelling at me because I didn't pray with him. And he told, and I went from a kid that's, almost threw a punch at me the first night to crying when I told him I was going to leave. So, and that's not because I built him a new basketball court. That's not because I went and skateboarded with him. And that's not just because we simply just showed them Christ. And we didn't show them Christ by reading them the Bible every night. We showed them Christ by just loving on him. And that's what we're able to do. So we take for granted so much about the lives we live, just about the blessings we have. And what Walk on Water does in a short 6 days to show people, youth in specifically, that how blessed we are just to have parents that love us and put us in a situation where we can be Christ to others. And not often in society are the young ones allowed to be Christ. Obviously, we're the ones that say, hey, sit in this pew and go and listen to the priest, the preacher, the pastor, whoever it is, because he's Christ right now, so go listen to him. And for us to have the opportunity, because of WOW, because of what Bob does, because of what this ministry can do, we get to be Christ to other people. And in turn, not only do we share our faith with people and we can change lives, and that way we change our own lives for the better, because it's truly the next generation that's going to be able to change our own generation's lives. Unfortunately, Bob cannot completely change my life by telling me what God means to him. But if I go and tell these kids what God means to me, and I show them, and I do it, then I can change lives, and then we can change lives. And that's what WOW has allowed us to do. And in a short time period where I've been introduced to this and gotten to really be a part of Bob and Walk on Water, it's changed my whole perspective on my faith about our faith is not standing still. Our faith is every day in every single act that we do. And every single act that we do, we can bring love to everyone, and we can bring the kingdom here to earth, because that's what it is. We're called to bring heaven on earth as best we can, and then eventually, share our life with others. So eventually we can share our life with the big man on top. So that's what WOW has shown me in a short week, and I'm so excited to get involved in this ministry and proclaim what this ministry can do through God, because God is pointing this ministry in the right direction.